When I first seen Wild Hearts, it looked kind of weird to me. It looked like a mix of Fortnite and Monster Hunter because of the building mechanics and the giant monsters. And so it didn't really look appealing because I don't really care for the Fortnite building. But now the building is my favorite part. It takes away a lot of the clutter from like a game, say like Monster Hunter, where make did you bring your bombs? Did you bring trap tools and spider web and nets to create your traps? You have your mega potions and whatnot. Like this game, I don't know. It like simplifies it with this building mechanic. Like here, I just build that lamp, and what that does is it got hit by the element the monster is using, and so now my whole team got that blue aura around them. I'm now giving everyone reduced ice damage. It makes you tankier. Like kind of, I think it cuts like the damage in half. It's so cool. And I didn't have to bring an item. I just memorized the pattern and build it. When you're holding down L1, you can see the patterns in the top right if you're forgetting them. But with a little muscle memory, you can just build stuff on the fly. It's so cool. You can see me flying around, my arms glowing right now. This jump is a later. It's actually the last like ability you'll unlock, and it allows you to fly around so rapidly. You can avoid attacks with it and just jump around. It's so cool. There's torches to light your weapon on fire. You can just build that instantly. You can fly with a glider. Like there's so much variety in your builds in this game. It's not super complicated. It's just like square x square. You can build the wall, and you can try and get the monsters to run into him, and it'll do a hilarious animation for like this pig. He like does a backflip and flies sky high, and then it'll just stun him, and then you can just beat on him. Uh, Traps too. So traps are just made with builds. You just gotta memorize the pattern. Some of them you unlock during certain monster fights. They're called kimono. I just call them monsters. But yeah, so there's like a wide variety. You can just spam all your resource on traps. You can spam your resource on turrets. You can spam it on torches to light your weapons on fire, springs to jump around the map and do jump attacks, make AoE healing mists. Like you can do almost anything you want. Or at least I feel like you can, because there's just such a nice variety. It's super cool. I like the convenience of not having to remember to bring AoE healing, craft it or something, and just anything I want, I just build it. So for your katakuri, or like those are your like tools, right? So there's a total of six, and you can have four equipped at a time. And so depending on what you have, you can make combinations. They're called fusion katakuri. And so like the torch and the spring can make like a bomb, and then it's like a time bomb. Or of course, if the monster hits it, or if you hit it, it'll detonate. This one is not going to hurt you. It will give you the flame debuff, and it will knock away your whole team as well. But other than that, there's no unit collision with teammates. You can use the gliders. A triple glider is going to make a healing mist AoE for your whole team. I'm running out of mats here, so you can hold L2 and you'll track thread. So it'll highlight these rocks. That means I can gather them and it'll regenerate my thread. Or, of course, if you're just hitting the monster, if you're playing aggressively, you'll be generating thread that way also. But now that I easily got more thread, I can build more stuff. So, like 6 torches, you'll make like a flashbang. It's super effective against like bird types that are flying around all the time. So, this is like a talent tree. You're gonna get the resources from hunting, and like I've beaten the game and still played, and you can see I'm not even at the bottom. And so what you can unlock is things like hold more healings. Those water toter buffs is that. Harpoon, it's another build you can make just by upgrading your trees. You can boost other katakuri, like this one's a skate thingy. It makes down do more damage. This one makes the bomb one do a bigger AoE. You can just build random stuff for like your base because you can make little custom bases. So obviously, I love the monster hunting part of this game. The second part of the game is the base system, I guess you would call it. Like you can build your own base. You can do what you want here. You can build a forge so you can swap out your equipment. You can make these drying racks or like these chef stations, I would call them, because there's multiple ones. You can ferment your food, dry your food, smoke your food. And yeah, the food system is obviously an important part because you want good food. It'll give you more health. It'll give you more overall stats, more damage, defense, like it says. So yeah, you gotta manage your food. The thing I don't like about it is that there is a wait time. I wish I could just kind of farm a bunch of ingredients and then just make a bunch of good food, so I don't have to worry about it. Um, at least these guys, you can make these little bases and they'll bring you food, so you don't gotta go out gathering them. It's just the wait times. I mean, I usually do have some food on hand, but if I want to like have the best food every time, I do gotta wait. So this is a watchtower, and this will track monsters all over the map. So I have one at my base, I have one here, I have one over there. Uh, Once you activate one, they're all interconnected, and it'll track stuff on the map for you, like big monsters. So you don't gotta worry about trying to find them if you have build your building set up correctly. You'll usually be able to find a monster right away. So then you just have to traverse. And to traverse, you can set up camps everywhere. You can make these tents and you can just fast travel to them. So just traveling around the map can be pretty fun too, because even if you're not fast traveling, once you have like a good layout of the land, you know where monsters go, you can have these zip lines set up everywhere to go to and from. There's even a freaking vehicle you can unlock in the talent tree. There's a glider too. You just fly around. Like don't expect to fly, but you can travel some pretty good ground. This is the vehicle. You can just roll around. You should probably get a driver's license before you handle this thing, or you might cause some injuries. But it's pretty hilarious running some weaker monsters over. The multiplayer experience in this game is probably the best I've ever had with these types of games. You just sit at a campfire, go to play online, make a session, and you can play the entire campaign with your friend without having to leave for story missions, bosses, cutscenes, or whatever. Like you can do everything together. It's freaking awesome. I always hated in like Elden Rings even or Monster Hunter. Like you do the mission, you join the party, and like the group gets disbanded after a boss. No, in here it's just you stay in group. So I'm in a session with my friend, and we still need a third person, so I can hold and request assistance for this boss. That'll usually pop up as soon as you start fighting a boss or find them. And so it's gonna find someone I think that's specifically searching for this monster. And so this person will join. Uh, he'll help us beat this boss. He'll get the loot he wants since he was searching for this monster specifically. And then at the end of the fight, it'll kick him. Me and my friend will stay in the party. We can continue on. We can fight a different monster. We can do the campaign, do more story modes, side missions. And this guy will leave, so we don't got to worry about kicking a stranger from our group or anything. And we all got what we wanted. Right, so there is a revive mechanic. So you get a total of 3 lives. Um, when you die 3 times, the mission's over, you failed. But in order to actually die, when you run out of health, you go into this rescue mode. So you'll have a little bar around your health, that orange thing, and so you'll have that much time to revive your teammate. The more times you get downed, the faster that bar will go. I think like by the third time, it's pretty short. So if they're not right on top of you when you die, you don't have much time to revive them. But I really freaking appreciate that revive mechanic. It takes a lot of stress off dying in these types of games. And I mean, it's not like it makes the game easy. It still felt challenging. I actually struggled a lot with this game in the beginning. But I swear, if you can learn how to use everything this game gives you to your advantage and use it to survive and learn, uh, I think you'll have a heck of a time. Like here, I played aggressively. I charged into this monster. I mounted its back, and it was doing its enrage. Sometimes when they enrage, they're doing this huge AoEs, and that was apparently the safest place to be. Was right on them, literally. You can kind of mobilize them with certain builds. So, like right here, both my teammates died, and so it'd be pretty difficult to get a res off here. So what I do is I build this like harpoon gun thingy, and so when it hits them, it staggers them. I knew it would do that, so I built it and then started getting a res off, and it worked perfectly. By the time it was done, he was out of it. I got one of my teammates up, and I'll try and get my second one. You get this cool like power slide that when your weapon's not drawn, you can use to dodge attacks. I love using this thing. I was just using it so much once I unlocked it. And yeah, like he hit the whole ground with ice. You can either eye roll with it or you can just use that thing to fly around. So for the monster variety, I won't say there's a ton of monsters. I mean, this is the first entry in the game, right? Uh, with DLC on the way, free new monsters, they said. So hopefully not just some more reskins. But yeah, so there's gonna be over a dozen, and then different types. Like this one's obviously a nice version. So of course, a good hunting game is gonna have tons of armor to forge. So there's gonna be 5 pieces with elements and defense, and so they're gonna have skills, and so yeah, they're gonna do random stuff, make more thread, resistance to certain elements and whatnot, more health, and they're gonna have pats. So human pat and kimono pat. All this does is it's just gonna cost a few more mats to make them either pat, but certain talents are gonna be requiring you to go a certain path because like this one, it is sprint master. You need to have the kimono path active, meaning you just craft the kimono path armor and you'll get that talent. That's all that is. It's not too complicated. It's pretty simple and it's pretty cool. So this is how you forge weapons. It's like a whole talent tree for weapons. It's pretty cool. You'll get inherent skills and then you'll get inherited skills. Inherited skills are the important ones because those will carry down into your next version of your weapon. So like this very first upgrade is +2 damage. It's called Savage. It's just a +2 damage. And then I can go left or right. So if I go right, I can get Critical Master. So now I can carry over Savage with Critical Master. And so right now you can only have 2 on the beginning tree. Then you'll go to 3, 4, and eventually max out at 5. So you want to go down this talent tree of your weapon in a way to where you're going to get 5 inherited skills that you want. Like you're going to want to get like the highest crit chance you can, the highest damage you can. Uh, you can generate more thread on hitting enemies. And then if you mess up or you don't like a build, you can simply go back to a previous node or even all the way back to the beginning and just discard the enchantments. All it's going to cost is a little bit of gold and you'll get all your materials back. So if you messed up or you didn't like a tree or you forgot to bring an inherited skill over, just spend a little bit of gold. So it's quite a lot to take in. The combat's a bit different because of the building. The weapon trees are a bit different, and obviously, in comparing them to Monster Hunter, it's like the main game I play that's like this. I don't know if I've really played any others. I played a bit of Tokiden, which is actually the ones who made this game, I've heard. So this is very impressive. Tokiden seemed okay. I just couldn't afford it as a kid. You know, I had to be very selective with my games. And so now these guys made Wild Hearts, and man, they came out with probably the best Monster Hunter competitor yet. And like I said, I don't consider it like a good or bad thing. I'm not gonna say, oh, this is better than Monster Hunter. I love both, and I'm just super happy that now I can play both. I get to look forward to a new Monster Hunter every couple years. I get to look forward to hopefully a new Wild Hearts every couple years, and that's just like the best feeling ever, man. So yeah, I gotta give this game a 9.5. Um, I unfortunately ran into an audio bug once. I had a couple texture glitches, and sometimes when I played multiplayer, like I wasn't a frame drop. It was more like it felt like I was playing in slow mo. It wouldn't happen when I played with my friends specifically, but sometimes when that third person would join, I don't know if it was the connection to them or what, but it felt like I was playing in slow mo. It's a little weird, but those are my main issues. Hopefully that'll all get patched. And then other than that is yeah, there's not a ton of monsters, but I mean, each monster in this game for me was brand new. So I mean, it was still really cool. And then there's some really cool ones. I don't want to spoil them. Seeing them for the first time was awesome. But yeah, this game is a 9.5. It is healthy competition for Monster Hunter, and I will look forward to the next edition and the DLC monsters that are coming out for free. I heard as early as next month. So yeah, if you guys are thinking of checking it out, I recommend it. The only downside I could think of is maybe there's not a weapon that you like similar enough to other games, but who knows? Maybe I'll add some more. Thanks for watching.